So good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Insurance Career Training Center. Today, we are going to talk to you about drone basics. So if you are a part of our community and you've been a part of our community, then you have seen our previous courses where we talk about how to get started in drones. Today, we want to take it a step further and take you, once you have your drone license, which we talked about in previous courses, what do you do once you have that drone? Some of the basics and some of the skill sets that you need to have in order to operate your drone, in order to be a successful pilot, right? So we have a special guest this evening, Mr. Khambrel, who is a licensed certified drone pilot for the FAA. It ain't the Flight Association of America, is all I'm saying. Or is it? No, it ain't the Flight Association. No, what is it? uh,
Federal
uh,
aviation. But
exactly,
what it
exactly.
it's some
Federal.
whatever it is, I got one.
Right. Straight up and down. So definitely appreciate you for being here this evening, brother. So again, welcome everybody to the ICTC Insurance Career Training Center. Our purpose, our mission, we want to educate our youth and our community about the business and career opportunities available in the insurance industry. Right. So we focus a lot on insurance adjusting, right? But we also have life insurance and workers' comp insurance and property, auto, marine. You know, the insurance industry as a whole is so broad and so vast that there's opportunities for everybody if you really think about it. So I think it's a excellent vertical that you can get into to not only change your life, but change your family's life as well. And we do this because what if, by doing this, by showing you how to rebuild a home after it's been devastated by a hurricane, how to repair a car after it's been in an accident, right? We have to know all this as an independent adjuster. But what if, seeing the value that we place on these things, we begin to see the value that we have in ourselves? How awesome would that be, right? But we can't get there alone, right? We got to provide the training tools and resources needed so that you can be successful in the industry. So the Insurance Career Training Center, sponsored by ALA of Texas, All Lines Adjusters of Texas, is that resource, those tools and training that you need in order to be successful in the industry. We definitely want you to be, so that you can operate in excellence, baby. That's what we do. We operate in excellence. And by you being here shows that you want to operate in excellence as well. So we'll continue to do all the things that we've been doing, uh, building the training and the resource network that you can access, that you can build from, that you can network with, right? And then partner with other organizations so that you have opportunities for a career or a business side, whichever way you want to go, so that we as a people can grow and become an empowered people of color, right? So it is what it is. That's what we own. That's what we're trying to build. So
Yes.
going into year three, what was you gonna say, Mr. Cameron?
No, I just said I concur.
Already. You know what I mean? So going into 2023, we definitely have some things that we are strategically trying to align. So I appreciate y'all grace again for, you know what I mean, giving us as we work through it. You know what I mean? So right on, right on. So few things we done did. So My Adjuster Pro, you're gonna be watching this in your My Adjuster Pro account. Right now, we are building some amazing features in your My Adjuster Pro account. So as a student, you have access to some of the features that allow you to see this video, this training, right? And other features that you'll see in the app as we continue to grow it. Make sure you check out the AI option where you can ask the AI, do I need a license for Michigan? How much is it? Right. So everything that you need to know, and we're steady adding on to it and adding more knowledge to that AI so that you can become more successful. Uh, yeah, my bad. Let me jump over here, man. Yeah. If it ain't the kids, it's the dogs, man. Yeah. All right,
It
so
happens
as
like
we
that.
right. So big shout out to everybody that was, okay, saying these beautiful words about it, just some accolades and stuff, all that regular stuff, big up on us real quick. But one of my previous guests, and I like to show this video, really to show that there's opportunity available in this industry. But just to show you that there is opportunity in this industry. So Miss Roberta been doing it for a while now. I mean, but some of the things that she talks about and some of the things that she say still resonate today.
But first, I want to thank you for inviting me. First and foremost, I am so honored about this is because when I started my career in 1981, none of this was around. Being an African American
It
woman,
sounds kind of low on my end.
all of you, is that it was a rough road for me.
Hold on, let me turn
I
up my.
had to do things out of hearing insurance. But first, I want to thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I am so honored about this is because when I started my career in 1981, none of this was around. Being an African American woman, I'm going to be honest with all of you, is that it was a rough road for me. I had to do things more than the normal acclaimed professional had to, but I am successful today. One of the things that I learned, and I want to say this to all of you, is that I admire you guys getting together and creating this platform because it's just so needed. We right now, I'm being serious, we are struggling for talented adjusters in all lines of insurance.
Yes. And then she goes on to say all the different lines of insurance that you can get into: the marine, the property, the auto, the bodily injury, the you name it. You know what I'm saying? Greens, beans. Okay, never mind. Okay, but there is opportunity available in the industry, and Miss Roberta goes on to speak about that as well. So big shout out to our team. Mr. Khambrel is part of that team, one of our leadership team training coordinators. So I'm kind of excited. I'm gonna take notes. I mean, I'm gonna see what Cuz gonna be hollering about. And I'm actually excited for Cuz to be present. Cuz I keep saying, y'all know how we roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
that's my
gonna
cousin.
step out the
Yeah.
right. Already. That's what we do in the group, like everybody's cousins, you know what I mean? So if
Yeah.
you are watching this outside of the group, it's an inside joke. Y'all get it once y'all get in the group, if you can get in the group, because we're very particular. So without any further ado, the Insurance Career Training Center, presented by ALA of Texas, All Lines of Justice of Texas, we present to you Drone Basics. Mr. Khambrel, round of applause. Appreciate you being there. Appreciate
Yeah.
you, man.
Thank you for having me. Blessings to everybody under the sound of my voice. Hey, I put together a comprehensive video of basic drone knowledge that you need to know uh, without having a license. If you just want to fly your drone with your kids or your whoever or whatever, still rules that you need. You have to follow safety procedures and things of that nature. I try not to make it too long and too boring, but I try to put a lot of that information, that need to know information, in there. So some of that, just go ahead and pause if you want to read the in-depth information. Uh, and that's how we gonna run that. Straight
Okay.
like that,
It
huh?
sounds fair. It
All right.
sounds fair.
All right. So give me 1 second, because
Mhm.
I'm new to this.
Yeah, so you should have access to share your screen. And just to recap, so we are trying a new format to see. We like I said, we're trying to figure this out. So we want it to be more efficient, more proficient as the group continues to grow. right? So we are all adjusters. We are all business owners. So we want to make it so that, we ain't dying behind, and we're still able to make a living by doing this for you guys. So definitely appreciate you being here. Definitely appreciate you for being part of the My Adjuster Pro community, the BBIA network, and so forth and so forth.
Trying to figure this out, bro.
Okay. It should be in the bottom where it says share screen and chat and all that.
Yeah. I see that, but when it's sharing, it's not sharing my full screen I'm trying to share.
Okay, well, it should give you options. When you click on share, it'll give you options. So let me. Okay.
Just for the delay. Yeah, this here is
No, that's it.
not what I'm trying to do. I did it.
All righty, so we got our technical difficulties worked out. Appreciate y'all for that. So, all righty, so without further ado, drone basics by Mr.
Okay, here we go.
Uh,
I want to welcome you to Airblazers Academy Drone Training for Beginners. I want to welcome you to this exciting journey into the world of drones as we understand the basic components and functionalities of your drone, learn safe and responsible drone practices, familiarize fundamental drone flight maneuvers, gain knowledge about drone regulations and airspace restrictions, and of course explore creative applications of drone photography and videography. We're going to go through now a brief history of drones from the early beginnings, 1898 with Nikola Tesla, all the way down to 1973. Fast forward into today, where drones continue to evolve rapidly with ongoing development in autonomy, artificial intelligence, and long-range capabilities. We have multi-rotor drones, fixed-wing drones, single-rotor drones, fixed-wing hybrid, VTOL drones, vertical takeoff and landing drones. A couple of strengths and weaknesses for those drones. The multi-rotor drones are good, they say, for beginners because they're easy to control and very maneuverable. So make sure you check out one of your first drones should be multi-rotor. Your toy drones, photography, videography drones, racing drones, delivery drones, military drones. There are countless applications of drones, as you can see, that they have started using. The introduction to drones, you want to get familiar with all the parts and components of your drone. All drones aren't designed the same, but they have basically the same parts to look out for and to get familiar with. You also want to look out for the size and weight, the battery life, the control range, and also be aware of regulations. These are a list of more popular drones. As you get more familiar with drones, these specs will mean more to you. Feel free at any time to pause if you want to get more in-depth information on these drones for whatever application that you may be looking to use. Your drone safety checks, you want to start you a routine and stick to it every time you pull that drone out. Make sure you're in compliance and you're being safe. You don't have anything to worry about when you're out having fun with that drone. So make sure you're going over your checklist. Very, very important to do this. You want a packing checklist, a flight prep, site prep, and after flight checklist. You want to make sure your batteries are charged, memory cards, extra propellers in case something breaks, tools. You want to have your apps up and running. The LAANC app, as you can see, has very detailed information, helps you with that weather and airspace. This is a map of the classes of airspaces. With a drone, you don't want to go over 400 feet, and you want to make sure you're flying your drone in an airspace that is not restricted. So we want to only fly in good weather, steer clear of airports, keep that drone in your line of sight, watch out for any interference, don't fly above people, and don't fly above major roads. Stay under 400 feet, and if you fly your drone around a military base, you may get your drone shot down. Another diagram of the drone components. This is a diagram of the remote, and I have a short video to help you get more familiar with the drone controls.
Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dylan back again with another DJI Mini 2 video, and today the whole purpose of this video is we're going to be showcasing how you initially set up and take off for a flight with your DJI Mini 2. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is get your smartphone or tablet connected to the remote, which I've done here. There's a data cable that comes and it pops right into, you know, the charging port or connection port of your smartphone or tablet. I'm running an iPhone 11 Pro Max at this point in time right now, so I'm using the Lightning connection data cable. So now that we have our phone dock or tablet, if you're using a tablet, we are ready to turn the remote on and launch the DJI Fly app. So now what we want to do is navigate over to the DJI Fly app and tap on it, and now we have the DJI Fly app up. Now we need to turn on our drone. Find the power button on the belly of the drone, short press then long press, and then you'll eventually hear. We're going to go ahead and set the drone down back here. So now you can see, now that we have turned the drone on, we have a live feed of what our drone is seeing. So first things first, here on your DJI Fly interface, look up in the upper right corner. Do you see the 3 white dots? We want to tap on that. We're going to stay on the safety tab, which is at the top. You have a little menu. We're going to scroll down, and you can see where it says compass is normal, IMU's normal, all that. That's good, and that means that typically you are ready to fly as far as your compass and your IMU are concerned. However, let's go ahead and calibrate the compass real quick just to show you guys how simple it is. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to tap on calibrate, and then it gives you pretty much exactly specific directions on how you do this. So we're going to hit start. You'll notice it tells us to rotate the aircraft 360 degrees horizontally. So we're going to pick up the drone. We're going to keep it horizontal like this, and instead of using my arm and going like this to make a circle, I like to keep the drone where it's at and rotate around it. I don't know that that's extremely necessary, but that's what I like to do. Then you'll see that it switches to rotate aircraft 360 vertically. So I'm going to turn the drone to where it's like that, and then same thing, do a little walk around the drone. Then once you walk around far enough, you will see that it pops up and says calibration successful. So there you guys go. We have calibrated our drone. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our home point is set and recorded before we take off. So how do we do that? Down in the bottom left, do you see the little map looking icon? We're going to actually tap on that, and then it's going to change to kind of like an aerial bird's eye Google map, or, you know, aerial map view. If you just tap on that now, it toggles between your live view and the map. And you'll see here, if we scroll in, I am here at this track, and it has a yellow H signifying that our home point has been stored. So that means, like, if we lose connection to the drone, or we get in a panic for some reason and we want the drone to come back, we can use the return to home feature. So we see that our home point is stored. We're going to toggle back. Now we have calibrated our compass and we have stored our home point. We are now good to take off with the drone. And how we're going to do that, on the far left, you'll see the little white icon pointing up. We're going to tap on that, then it brings this up, auto takeoff. And then so we're just going to push and hold down. And you will notice our drone is going to come up and hover right there. And then from here on out, it's all about knowing how to fly it. Okay, so what we have going on is I have the drone flying there. You can see it above the remote controller, and it's just hovering there. Our hands are off the sticks, and that's what it will do. Now what I first want to do is go over the left and right thumbsticks. Now, before I start anything, I want you to understand that the drone is facing the same way we are in this orientation. So we're looking that way and the drone camera is looking that way. So everything is going to play left and right friendly. You'll see what I'm talking about here just shortly. Okay, so with your left stick, if you push down at any time, the drone's going to go down. If you push up on the left stick, it's going to go up. So left stick up and down raises the drone in altitude or decreases the drone in altitude. So there's what your left stick does as far as going up and down. What happens on the left stick if you go left and right? If you go left, the drone spins left. If you go right, the drone is going to spin right. So you guys understand, on the left stick, up takes the drone up, down makes the drone go down, left makes the drone spin left, right makes the drone spin right. Okay? Now, what does our right stick do? Here's what our right stick does. If you push up on the right stick, the drone is going to go forward according to its orientation, which it's facing that way, so forward is that way. That's the way the camera's facing, just like us. Now, if you push back, you guessed it, it's going to come backwards. Okay? So right stick, front, up and down, goes forward and back. Now, left and right, the drone goes left if you push left. If you push right, the drone goes right. So that's what our right stick does. So that seems all pretty simple and understandable. Here's where a bunch of rookie drone pilots tend to get a little messed up or disoriented. So now I have spun the drone around 180 degrees, and as you can see, the drone is facing us. So as far as our left stick is concerned, obviously up still goes up, down still goes down, but here's where it gets a little weird. Now when you push left, the drone is still turning left. The drone still behaves the same way no matter which way it's facing, but you just got to think that left almost seems right and right almost seems left whenever the orientation is, you know, flipped. So now here's what's really weird. When we pushed up earlier, the drone went away from us because it was facing the same as us, but now when we push up, it's coming towards us. When we push back, the drone goes away from us. So you just got to understand that when the drone's facing you, that pretty much everything is going to be just the opposite almost, except for the up and down. So now, whenever we press left, the drone to us is going right, but it's going to the drone's left. When we push right on the stick, the drone is going left to us, but right to the drone. So I hope you guys are understanding that, and that's something that can kind of mess with you at first, but you will eventually get the hang of it. For sure, it's just like anything else in life, just take some practice and you'll get it down.
Why this training matters. Drone Safety 101. Unmanned aircraft systems can weigh up to 55 pounds. That is the force of 2 grand pianos falling out of the sky. So you want to make sure every time that you have good battery signal, good signal to the transmitter, which is the remote going to that drone. You want to make sure any unique area conditions that you have, weather, no-fly zones, remote locations, wildlife, nature, cultural and historical sites, a crowded area, and urban obstacles. You want to make sure safety is big with those drones. You want to make sure you're having fun. No, you don't want anybody to get hurt. You don't want to break any laws. These are general safety tips for all emergencies. You want to familiarize yourself with the shutdown procedure, returning home, manual landing, cutting the power, disconnecting the battery, inspecting the drone, and cleaning the drone every time once you're done. And then that storage procedure, you want to let it cool down. You want to secure the drone, store your batteries properly, propeller protection. You want to keep it dry. You want to protect that lens, especially if you're using it for photographs. Store in a safe location. Again, you see this sign, don't fly your drone there. Just because you may be able to fly in that airspace, it doesn't mean that you can physically land or take off from that location. So You're gonna look at these no drone areas, no drone signs. If you need additional information, online, they have great information available. Again, that LAANC is the Low Altitude Authorization and Notification Capability, collaboration between FAA and industry. It directly supports UAS integration into the airspace. So you want to familiarize yourself with this. And also, most importantly, how are drones helping us in the insurance industry? I've personally been on deployments where, similar to this photograph, it looked like a war zone, like a bomb was dropped. And they had to have drones come in and take aerial photographs for us. Drones can reduce the number of tools an adjuster has to travel with, helps them do their job faster. In turn, helps the adjuster assist more people.
It shows a new way that insurance companies and contractors are actually assessing the damage.
Yeah, hi Frank and Amelia. This is really catching on. A regular roof for home inspection can take more than an hour. But with a drone, one contractor told me he can get through an assessment in 15 to 20 minutes.
Getting a close-up look at this Twin Cities roof doesn't require setting foot on it.
The less time you can spend walking on a roof covering, the longer it's going to last.
This summer, Stinson Services owner Ryan Stinson started following a new trend for some contractors and insurance companies by using his drone.
There's times where roofs are just inaccessible. And it's not just for inspecting damage on weather-related things. It's also if we're doing repairs on a building that has something way up in the air.
Lee and Linda Rasmussen shake a little every time they hear hail like they did back in June.
These cedar roofs are pricey.
Hundreds of people's homes suffered damage in the big hailstorm. Insurers are still totaling damages, but it's already approaching $1 billion in losses, the third costliest storm in state history.
If you ignore the hailstorm, you're going to end up paying yourself.
With insurance claims still pouring in, the Rasmussens want to make sure they don't need to file one unless it's completely necessary. That's why they called Stinson.
The siding's been destroyed or the windows. You never know. Once you hear those hail pellets, you start wondering, uh-oh.
After about 15 minutes, Stinson doesn't see anything concerning, but he'll look over the drone footage in detail later and let the homeowners know where to go from here.
It's a big investment.
And typically, Stinson says hail that is 3/4 of an inch and bigger is what is likely to cause some damage to a home and a roof. He says getting an assessment with the drone typically costs less than $300 for most homes and businesses. Amelia.
Drones assist, but don't replace human adjusters. Drones make our jobs easier, but it'll never be a perfect substitute for humans. They get damaged, break down, run out of battery at inconvenient times. They also require specialized knowledge to pilot. So flying that drone, make sure you get the great photos that you need to help your claim. Get extra photos if you need, just to make sure you
Last
have
month's hailstorm did a
sufficient
real number on
evidence.
homes and cars across the Front Range. One insurance company is using drones to assess the damage. But now we've met at least one homeowner who is not happy with the new technology. Jeff Todd is live in Denver tonight for us. And Jeff, this homeowner tells you that drones are not getting the job done.
Yeah, Britt, we've heard from insurance companies who are excited about using this new technology, but this homeowner says that the drones can't see all the damage, and it's actually slowed his claim process.
New technologies are great, but they're not always appropriate. You're not going to replace, somebody with boots on the ground.
Michael Clark thinks he needs a new roof, but unlike his neighbors, no one from the insurance company has gone up the ladder and checked. Instead, he was told this.
We're going to send a drone out to do it, and that's when I started asking, well, how are you going to count the layers of shingles? How do you know about the decking and the other code requirements that are underneath the top view? They said, don't worry, it'll be taken care of. The drone's high res.
This is the report Clark got back. It has some damage marked, but not all of it.
But it looked like the drone operators were the ones that were circling the damage, not the insurance adjuster.
His roof dates back to the 40s. He has gaps in his roof sheeting, and now his roof isn't up to code, like around his chimney.
So are they going to give you a new roof?
We'll see. I don't know. I mean, it needs it. It's damaged.
He's also concerned that the new effort by insurance companies to streamline claims just isn't working.
The drone was a failed attempt, and let's move forward and figure out how to do these things properly.
We talked with a representative from Clark's insurance company, and they told us they've only heard positive reviews by people who have had their roofs inspected by drones. As for Clark, his claim isn't done yet, but he's hoping to make those major repairs soon. We're live in Denver. Jeff Todd, CBS 4 News.
Drone basics. As we recap, we learned about the different types of drones, components, and various applications, pre-flight preparations, basic flight maneuvers, drone safety and regulations, and we also went over some of the more popular drones and the drone applications that they're used for. These are some advanced learning and trainings. It's just a small dip in the bucket to what's available out there. So do your due diligence in your drone journey. And I would like to thank you for participating in this drone training. Hope that this information was useful to you. And again, please feel free to go back and pause any of the slides for the in-depth information that you may need.
Well, you know what? I ain't gonna even lie to you though, man. That was pretty doggone entertaining. So you got the radio, I don't know, like narrating. What's the black dude name? Doggone God in the movies and all that. Doggone black dude.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan doggone Freeman. Yes, exactly. God got that Morgan Freeman on me though real quick. Hey, for real. I actually enjoyed that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna even hold you, man. That was good.
Thank you, man. I can't turn
Yeah,
my camera on, man. They ain't let me get back in it.
okay. Well, we about to end it. So it's all good. So let me. How about now? To give you that option.
Yeah.
So,
There we go.
So that was pretty good, man. Big shout out to Mr. Khambrel for coming through with the Morgan Freeman on us real quick. You know what I mean? But don't forget that.
That's called style flexing.
Right. Right. Come on, somebody.
I still can't get that West Texas twang out my voice though, man. I've been trying.
All right. You ain't gonna be able to. What you say? You can take the Texas out of us, but you can't take us out of too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Excuse me. But yeah, that was pretty good though, brother. I appreciate you. So,
yeah,
but
thank you, man.
I no problem at all, brother. But what Mr. Khambrel was saying though, in his videos, actually rings true across the board. So when I first got my first drone, it was in the woods. I was unsure, like my home base wasn't set right, my battery was low, something, and I ended up in the woods looking for this doggone drone. Right, so everything in the video is very, very, very valid. Right, and don't forget, you can also go back, review it, pause it, reread it, all of that good stuff. Right, so definitely appreciate you guys for being here tonight. This is the Insurance Career Training Center, sponsored by ALA of Texas, the All Lines Adjusters of Texas, and we hope that you found value in this workshop and in this course, and that Mr. Morgan Freeman gave you some Jews. Thank you for being
Say
here,
what?
Mr. Freeman. No.
Which Morgan Freeman? Shawshank Redemption Morgan Freeman?
Right, there's a difference. There's a difference. Yeah, already.
or Joe Clark Morgan Freeman.
Not Joe Clark Morgan Freeman. You know what I mean? That's it. Oh, doggone.
Yeah.
No, never mind. I was about to do a whole scene right then, right when you.